Hi, this is Lisa. Welcome to my tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to use stencils on a Gelli plate for monoprinting on fabric. You'll need a few basic supplies as well as fabric, at least 4 pieces to fit on your plate. Find some texture plates, either homemade or commercial. A few things you've found around the house that somebody may have mistakenly thrown away. You'll need a few brayers. You can get away with one, but I like a couple because I don't like to clean them off as I'm printing. And then, of course, you'll need some paint. Textile paint or acrylic paints both work well. And you'll also want a gel printing plate. Let's get started. Put a little bit of paint on your plate. Use the sprayer to move it all around to get a nice even coat on your plate. Add a stencil on the top. I made this one with my electronic cutter. Add your fabric on the top and rub, rub, rub. And you have your first print. But let's not stop there. Take your stencil off of the plate and put on another piece of fabric to make a ghost print. These are some of my favorite pieces. Time for a little texture in those monoprints. You'll notice that the stencils have been working as a resist. So put a little more paint on, brayer it all around, put your stencil on as your resist, and then use your texture plates on the top. You really don't have to press them as hard as I am here. Just one little press like that will do it. Put your fabric on the top, give it a little rub, and you have a piece with beautiful texture in the squares. Take off the stencil and don't forget the ghost print. Beautiful piece. I could stop there, but that's just not my style. Use your found objects to make even more texture on just the plate or the plate with the stencils. I really love what the mesh does to the fabric. And when I take it off, I don't want to forget that ghost print over the top of this other piece. One layer is never enough for me, so let's add some more. Put your stencil down, add to a piece that you've already printed, and I guarantee this will not be the last time I print on this one. And of course, don't forget to use that ghost print as a second print. It really makes a difference. Look how pretty that is. I could stop there, but why? You might be surprised to learn that acrylic paint, and especially the cheap craft paint, works really well on the gel plate on fabric. I'm not a big fan of painting on fabric with this kind of paint, but because it's so thin in the prints that we make, it washes up nicely. A little bit of a rough texture, but especially if you're making art quilts, it really doesn't matter. The textile paint is very soft on the fabric, but it has a little bit of a plasticky feel and kind of sticks sometimes going through your machine. And don't be afraid to use more than one color. I tried to keep it simple in this tutorial, but you could use 2 or 3 colors. Here, of course, they're blending together to make mud. Sometimes you just have to remember the color wheel. And yes, that's yucky. So time to try something new. I'm not even going to bother with the ghost plate print, I should say, and just put on a whole new color. Add a little bit more with the stencil, and I still didn't like it after it came out, so it was time to put a little bit more on there. But I'm going to print this ghost print first. And that helps it to be more muddy. So time to pull out the white paint. I love the white paint on top of everything, or black. it helps to make a focal point here on this muddy piece. And there you go. I'll often make prints just for fun, but these were made specifically so I could make pet postcards for the International Quilt Festival Pet Postcard Project in honor of Shayna, the guide dog puppy we've been raising this year. Thank you. Please stop by my blog at somethingcleveraboutnothing.blogspot.com and say hello. Thanks again for watching.